There is a voice inside our minds that never seems to stop talking. It comments, it judges, it worries, it analyzes, it imagines countless scenarios, and often it does all of this without our permission. In the Untethered Soul, Michael A. Singer invites us to step back from that constant chatter and ask a deeper question. If we can hear this voice speaking, then who is the one who is listening? This book is a journey into awareness, a reminder that we are not the voice in our heads, but the observer behind it. Singer teaches us that freedom begins when we stop identifying with every thought and emotion. By creating space between ourselves and our inner dialogue, we find peace, clarity, and strength. And before we go deeper, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share it with others seeking freedom. Singer explains that most of our suffering comes not from life itself, but from how we process it inside. Events happen, but then our mind tells endless stories about them. We replay moments, we imagine worst-case scenarios, we judge ourselves, and we get trapped in cycles of fear and regret. By watching this process instead of being consumed by it, we learn that we are free to let thoughts pass without clinging to them. This awareness is like sitting by a river, watching leaves float past on the surface of the water. Each leaf is a thought or emotion. Most of us jump into the river, fighting against the current, drowning in every feeling that passes. But Singer reminds us that we can sit on the bank, watching the flow without needing to control it. The river still moves, but we remain calm, untouched, and free. One of the central lessons is that we are not our fears, our anger, or even our desires. These experiences pass through us, but they are not the essence of who we are. When we over-identify with them, we suffer. But when we allow them to rise and fall naturally, without resistance, we discover that beneath every storm, there is a sky of infinite peace. This sky is our true self, always present, always untouchable. Singer encourages us to imagine the heart as a place where energy flows. When we hold on to pain, anger, or fear, the energy gets blocked, and we feel heavy and closed. But when we let go, when we open ourselves even in discomfort, energy flows again. The more we practice releasing, the lighter and freer we become. Life does not have to be about controlling everything. It can be about opening ourselves to everything. He calls this practice letting go. Letting go does not mean denying emotions or pretending they do not exist. It means experiencing them fully without resistance and allowing them to pass. Fear comes, we feel it, and we let it move through us. Anger comes, we witness it, and we let it go. Over time, this habit transforms us. We become less reactive, more compassionate, and more at peace in the middle of life's storms. Another powerful insight is that we often build walls around ourselves in an attempt to feel safe. We avoid experiences, avoid people, and avoid risks because we fear pain. But those walls do not protect us, they imprison us. The more we close, the smaller our world becomes. The more we open, the more alive we feel. Freedom is not in avoiding discomfort, but in having the courage to stay open no matter what arises. Singer also reminds us that death is the greatest teacher. One day, everything we cling to will be gone, our possessions, our titles, even our bodies. Remembering this truth is not depressing, it is liberating. It reminds us that life is precious, fleeting, and sacred. If we keep death close in our awareness, we stop wasting time on trivial worries and start focusing on what truly matters: love, connection, and the expansion of the soul. This perspective transforms how we see challenges. Instead of asking, "How can I avoid suffering?" we ask, "How can I grow through this?" Every difficulty becomes an invitation to practice letting go, to expand our awareness, to open our hearts. In this way, life itself becomes our teacher. Each moment, whether joyful or painful, offers us the chance to step closer to our untethered soul. we are reminded that the voice inside is not an enemy. It is simply a habit. Like a machine, it repeats old patterns, shaped by fear, conditioning, and memory. If we fight it, it grows louder. If we observe it without judgment, it loses power. Slowly, we realize we are not trapped by it. We are the consciousness that witnesses it, and that realization changes everything. Awareness is the key to freedom. In practice, Singer invites us to experiment. The next time we feel anxious, instead of resisting, we can simply notice the sensation, breathe, and allow it. The next time anger arises, instead of fueling it, we can observe it and let it pass. Each time we choose awareness over reaction, we strengthen the muscles of freedom. Life does not stop bringing challenges, but we stop being enslaved by them. Ultimately, the untethered soul is a call to live as the witness, not the prisoner of our thoughts. It is a reminder that the peace we seek is already within us, hidden beneath layers of fear and resistance. When we stop fighting and start opening, we discover that our natural state is not stress or chaos, but clarity, love, and peace. This is the path of true inner freedom. Singer emphasizes that awareness is not something we must earn. It is what we already are. We are the awareness that notices thoughts, emotions, and sensations. We do not need to create it. We only need to remember it. When we shift from being lost in the content of life to resting as the observer of life, we realize that peace has always been within us, quietly waiting to be seen and embraced. One of the greatest obstacles to this realization is our habit of clinging. We cling to positive experiences, wanting them to last forever, and we resist negative experiences, wishing them to disappear. Both create suffering because life is always changing. The practice is to let go of clinging and resistance, to flow with life as it is. In that flow, we discover a freedom that does not depend on circumstances, but on surrender. Singer compares this surrender to floating on water. The more we fight, the more we sink. The more we relax and trust, the more easily we are carried. Life carries us the same way. If we fight every current, we exhaust ourselves. But if we open our hearts and trust, life moves us exactly where we need to be. Freedom comes not from control, but from release, from saying yes to life as it unfolds. The path of the untethered soul is not about escaping the world, but about engaging with it differently. We can still work, love, and pursue goals, but we do so without making our identity dependent on them. We are no longer trapped in fear of losing what we have or failing in what we seek. We act with joy, not desperation, because we know that our true self is unshaken by external outcomes. This perspective transforms relationships. Instead of trying to control others or demand they fill our emptiness, we meet them with openness and love. We stop projecting our fears and insecurities onto them and start sharing from a place of fullness. Relationships become less about possession and more about connection, less about fear and more about freedom. When we are untethered within, we give others the gift of true presence and unconditional love. Singer also teaches us to notice the inner energy that rises within us when life touches our heart. Often, we shut down, closing ourselves to protect from pain. But in closing, we block not only pain but also joy. The more we practice staying open, the more energy flows. This energy feels like aliveness, vitality, and expansion. It is the essence of the soul itself, and it grows stronger the more we release. The awareness of death plays a profound role here as well. Remembering that our time is limited makes us ask, what truly matters? Petty worries and trivial fears lose power when we recognize that life is short and precious. Instead of wasting time resisting, we can choose to embrace each moment fully. Death teaches us to live now, to love now, to open now. It becomes not a threat, but a guide to authenticity. Singer insists that every moment is a choice. We can choose to close down in fear or to open in love. We can choose to identify with the voice in our head or to rest as the observer. Each choice shapes our inner reality. The more we choose openness and awareness, the more our soul untethers from limitation. Freedom is not a single event, but the accumulation of countless daily choices toward openness. The untethered life is not about perfection. We will still fear anger or sadness. But instead of being trapped, we allow these emotions to pass like weather across the sky. The sky does not fear storms because it knows they always move on. Likewise, we learn to trust that emotions rise and fall, but they cannot touch the vastness of who we truly are. Our essence remains untouched and free. Over time, this practice reshapes our lives. We no longer spend energy fighting reality. We conserve strength by letting go of unnecessary battles. This gives us clarity, joy, and resilience. Challenges still come, but they no longer define us. We become steady, calm, and rooted in peace. People around us feel this presence, and it inspires them. Freedom within us radiates outward, touching everyone we encounter, creating ripples of transformation in the world. Ultimately, The Untethered Soul is not just a book, but a call to live differently. It is an invitation to shift from being lost in thoughts and fears to resting in the awareness that observes them. It is a reminder that true peace is always within reach, waiting for us to stop resisting and start opening. When we live untethered, we discover that life itself is a gift, overflowing with love and clarity. This message is timeless and universal. It speaks to seekers, leaders, dreamers, and anyone tired of living as a prisoner of the mind. It shows us that freedom is not found outside, it is discovered within. When we learn to witness the inner voice without being enslaved by it, we experience a joy that cannot be taken away. We realize that the untethered soul is who we have always been. So let us accept this invitation to awaken. Let us live with open hearts, quiet minds, and fearless spirits. Let us walk the path of the untethered soul, free from the chains of fear and clinging, free to embrace life fully as it comes. And if this message inspired you today, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share it with someone ready to experience freedom within. Together, we rise.